Now I know I tend to run when someone says it's feeding time.
Is she the only dog that doesn't like sitting on grass? We are on the campsite. It's felt like for ages we've been on a campsite. So it's putting the jacks underneath, which act as steadies. And he uses the EcoFlow to do that. Got the chairs out. Look at this. Really nice and clean and everything. And look, we have the sea and the Doolin ferry. So we might actually get on that at some point. There's a lot of people queuing up. But obviously there's a sauna. There's a sauna everywhere. So we'll be having a walk tomorrow. There's like a little town. We've got a coffee shop here. We don't know what that is over there. Cliffs of Moher or something? That might just be the ferry port. We can get rid of some rubbish. Because you can't actually get rid of any rubbish anywhere else. It's a bit of a nightmare. So we've had to put a mat out for Lucy because she doesn't like sitting on grass. Is she the only dog that doesn't like sitting on grass? She's well too posh for grass, aren't you, love, eh? Good morning. We're just letting the dogs out. We don't know what these are on there. If anybody could tell us.
Well, good morning all from Nagel's campsite in Doolin, County Clare. So we're just off for a little wander, see if we can find a little bit of beach. And I'll catch you in a second. So while it's quiet, we're just taking a little wander. So there's the campsite with all the motorhomes in. There's the wife. And because this is the island, just there in the distance, is another sauna. Now also, down here, which we're going to get to in a second, is some barrels. What happens in the barrels, you may ask?
What happens in the barrels?
If Lucy gets a backside in gear, we'll go over there and tell you, show you, don't know which. So, in these barrels, they put seaweed in with the water and you can have a seaweed bath. I know, it sounds a bit crazy, and I suppose it's good for the skin and the soul and all that sort of thing. So would we consider it? I think we'd consider it. Cost dependent, obviously. Now, we did hear from Urban Van Life, Neil and Emma, I think this is like €50 each, which, to be honest, to sit in a bit of water with seaweed sounds quite steep. Now we're just doing a little dance here because Lucy's decided to stop, Sky decided to carry on walking, so one of us has to duck under the lead of the other one. You get used to it. So that out there is Crab Island, and you can't actually see it now because we've come around the corner, but just over there in the distance are the Arran Islands, which I'm going to try and get all three of them now. Is Inisheer, Inishowen, I think, and another one, Inish something. I will correct myself shortly and get you the real names. So yeah, these are the hot seaweed baths. I mean, the view's quite spectacular. Well, it would be until I get out of the seaweed bath, and then people will probably run away. So yeah, might have a check and see how much it costs. But if it is €50, you can get lost. I'm not paying that. So, just going to go for a wander now with the dogs. They're doing their little bit of exploring.
What are yours, Sky?
Sky's doing a runner. So we've said it before, and I'm sure we'll say it again. Ireland definitely has the better scenery. Sorry Scotland, but this coastal island is far nicer. So off on our way to go and catch the boat to go and look at the Cliffs of Moher, or Moher, I don't know how to pronounce it, again. And we just spotted this, looks like a little swimming pool. I mean, I'm not sure how many lengths you need to do to get a mile, but probably a couple hundred. I don't know why, but every man and his dog's decided to drive past as we're walking along here. Look, she's there behind me. Being followed as well. We're just walking up into Doolin, into the village, and we're walking past the pitch and putt. Now, I am no golfer, but to me, all these little hillocks, it looks a bit of a challenge, that. If you didn't hear that, she says a bit wibbly wobbly, which is the same as undulating. So yes, we're going to take a walk into the village. Now, if you watch Urban Van Life on YouTube, you will have seen them in the last few days. They came here as well, and Emma got extremely excited about a little shop, so we'll show you that when we get in there. So I'll catch you in a second. So there we go, that's the shop I told you all about. I mean, I'm not really into pink, despite what the screen cover on the motorhome is. But yes, that's very, very pink and sweatery. And so is that very sweatery. So obviously we have to go into both of them apparently. Now I know I tend to run when someone says it's feeding time, but these ones are a bit quicker than I am usually. Join us next time as we get away from a campsite and try and find complete and utter solitude.